Hello and welcome to another episode of This Week in Metropolis with me, James, and him over there, Matt. We are joined this week by Adam and Richie, aka Mr Pints, who are two beerfluencers. That's right, beerfluencers, who'll be joining us to chat all sorts, including obviously beer. Who doesn't want to chat about beer? Everyone loves a beer. And they've got their beers with them as well. And we'll also be talking about some of the stories from the last week in the world of pop culture. And we'll also have another anniversary spread. But Matt, where can the viewers and listeners find us?
Well, you can find us here on YouTube, you can find us on Twitch, and you can find us on Facebook live every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And of course, you can watch the videos back there as well whenever is more suitable for you. If you prefer listening, you can listen to us at all streaming platforms, whichever you prefer. And if you want to reach out to us and you want to see what we're up to every single day and get the latest news every day, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook are all the places you can find us. But first, how about this?
The latest pop culture news with your hosts, James and Matt. Welcome to This Week in Metropolis.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of season 12. God, we've been doing this for far too long now, but we are pleased to say we're joined by Adam and Richie from Mr Pints. Thanks for joining us, gents. Are you both well?
Keeping well, very well, thank you. You guys?
All very good our side.
Shall we do a roll call of beer as it's, an alcohol-themed show? What are we drinking? And if anyone's drinking who's watching, by all means, share in the comments with us. Today, I'm drinking a Daya. Now I'm living in ecstasy, which is not one I've had before, but it's very, very nice. James?
I've got a Estrella. It was a birthday present from the brother-in-law. Cheers for that, mate. What are you gents drinking?
Go on, Rich.
I'll go for my go-to Moretti tonight.
Ooh, nice, like a Moretti.
Very nice.
Richie has brought me a Madry because I didn't have anything. So
Madry is like the one that everyone's having at the moment,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever drunk that before. Is that new? Or
Have you not had it?
No, never heard of it.
Everywhere has got Moretti, or used to.
Yeah.
Madry is the new one. So, yeah, go anywhere, you'll find Madry. It's nice.
Yeah. Nice beer. Matt, before we get started, these guys, we have got something to share, haven't we?
A serious message to share to everyone. So let's get this out of the way.
Dear listeners and viewers, Matthew James Porteous and James Jeffrey Steele, also known in a professional capacity as King Porteous and Steely07, who act as sole representatives of the internationally renowned podcast This Week in Metropolis, wish to formally apologize for the following errors and any distress that they may have caused. Item 1. The inappropriate volume of music in the episode aired on 31st of January 2023, title AI vs. US. The levels sounded perfectly fine to us throughout the show, however on playback it was clear we were at nightclub levels again. The representatives can confirm music of any form, inclusive of whistling, and exclusive of the twin theme tune will be banned from all future shows. Item 2. Despite multiple checks by both representatives during the design process, there was a failure to observe that in the post dated 2nd of February 2023 asking for input on favorite beer or lager, that lager is not spelt with an additional R. That word is in fact larger. However, selfishly the representatives are sacrificing professionalism and risking potential shame for the fact that the post had great interaction and probably looks good with Instagram's algorithm. Apology concluded.
Wow, that was heavy. I don't know if you guys noticed the what is your favourite beer or lager?
I did on Instagram. I saw that. Yeah.
The ridiculous thing is, he sent me. What we often do is, if we're doing a post, like James will put something together, and in this instance, he put it together and sent it over to me and went, "What do you think of this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, looks great." And we talked about the colour and the lettering. Yeah, maybe try this, maybe try that. Fine, like not an issue whatsoever. Did not see the misspelling. And then about 2
Also-
days later,
On the
Hmm.
YouTube thing, you've got
Oh no.
Mr Pints wrong as well. The Instagram handle. Sorry to call you out. lads.
No, well, that's Matt's fault. That is
Yeah. Sorry.
on the
unbelievable.
title, where have I done
No,
it
the
wrong?
Instagram handle.
Mm.
Because
On YouTube, on the Instagram handle, it's Mr.
It's got an
Pints
underscore after, hasn't it?
I'll get that in early so everyone can follow us.
Yeah.
I'm sure I
Mr.
copied
Pints
it
dash
from Instagram. What am I doing?
Unbelievable, Matthew.
Right, I've got to make another
that's next
video
week's
now.
apology sorted. Listen, you guys, I was introduced to you from a work colleague who is a mutual friend of ours. Two of them, in fact. So been following you for a short while. But for those that aren't familiar with Mr. Pint, tell us how it got started and what it's about.
Yeah, how did it get started?
Well,
Drinking, I imagine.
Yeah, it was drinking
Go down the pub.
We
it was a work challenge, wasn't it? It was three colleagues at work, which were going to try to do 100 pubs in a year, weren't we? Doing a different pub every week,
Every
or
Friday
few
night.
weeks. And when lockdown came, we had a week off to go to Ibiza. And instead of, we said to the other colleague, we'll do 100 in a week. And he obviously laughed off because we were just thinking it was going to be hard to do it in a year. And we were like, no, we will. But it's 20 quid and we've done it in 4 days.
100
Wow.
pubs in Norwich in 4 days.
That is
What-
incredible. I mean, I often forget just how many pubs there are in Norwich, considering,
Yeah, I guess.
I wrote down here on my notes, Norwich, a city of fine pubs rather than a fine city, because,
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah.
How many
but-
pubs are in
but there are-
Norwich?
there are
Is
so
the main
many.
question.
We did go to everyone.
We pretty
There
much
was-
went to everyone. Because it was during COVID, there was a couple that were closed. I reckon I don't know off the top of my head exactly how many. These were all inside the inner ring road as well. So we got round 100
100 inside the inner ring. Oh my
all on
god,
bicycles as well.
on the barrel bikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
amazing.
And drinking in every one of them
Yeah,
as well.
that's the
Yeah, we
question.
just-
One in each.
Walk in,
drinking
say hello,
each
and
one?
see you later. No, yeah.
It was half a pint in each pub. So we done 30 in one day, didn't we?
35 was our record,
35,
wasn't it?
yeah.
35 in a day. So
Can I just say that is incredible? I went to Prague on a lads' holiday once, and we went to the beer museum there, and they had 30 beers on tap.
Yeah.
And I remember we sat there was the four of us there, and I said, right, we're going to go from one end all the way to the end. I made it halfway and was well gone. They had to send me and another lad home because we were
having halves or
we were having halves. But
Oh,
they were, I mean, varying kind of strengths as well. But the fact that you done half a pint in every place.
shows that we're
It was
functioning alcoholics, maybe.
Maybe.
So we sort of went from that and then thought, well, it was your idea originally. You said to me, we need to start documenting this because we go to so many different places, different pubs, random little pubs that people haven't heard of. You just turned around to me and said, I've had an idea. We need to put it on Instagram.
Well, we couldn't remember it, could we? So
I'm not surprised.
25 pubs in that day, because we were in and out in lumps of 5 minutes, some of them, and we walked in somewhere like, wow, what a pub, but we've got to move on, so we need to drink and go. And we walked out and we're like, oh, okay. So we said we'd like to do it again and review them as we go because they deserve it really. Because some of them were great and we didn't give it. So that was ultimately how the idea came along. But
Is there a pub that you've been to that you really enjoyed, but you can't remember from the life of you which pub that was out of all the those?
probably loads.
We went in Frank's bar on that 35 days, and
Frank's
I can't remember being in there.
No.
We've got a photo outside every pub or sort of inside every pub. There's a few I've gone through and thought, cannot remember for the life of me being inside there at all. Frank's bar was one.
Yeah.
Birdcage, we went in the old birdcage.
Yeah, before,
No idea.
And for the listeners and for the viewers, obviously, we're talking about Norwich. We're talking about the pubs there. And we'll go on to other locations. But I mean, it is a great. I always say this. I mean, me and Matt again. We said before we came live, like we're originally from Essex.
Mm-hmm.
I had my local stomping grounds. I'm sure Matt did in East Ham and London and so forth. But I think Norwich is such a great night out because you could literally do so many nights where you are literally spending in an area. If you're on kind of St Benedict's, that sort of area, and there's so many different areas with different bars and pubs.
for food as well. You know, it's so diverse in terms
Nah, we're
of
talking
you know,
beer, Matt,
everything
come
and
on.
everything. Yeah, I'm
We
just
never
adding a bit of flavour to it.
Yeah, no,
That's Mr Food who's coming on next week. But just quickly, sorry, you mentioned there was 3 of you. What happened to the third member?
Well, yeah. Did you ditch him when you found fame on Instagram? Is that what it was?
He's got about. He was never part of Mr Pints. I will. He was never included, but he wanted
followed
to
us there. We didn't want him there.
Yeah, no, he wanted to do the 100, but he's got 4 kids now.
Yeah.
So
he's a busy boy.
He's got twins and a daughter, and there's a 4th one.
I think justifying that to any partner of any age or commitment that you're going to go to 100 pubs on your week off work is pretty bad. And then when you're married with children, so
I wouldn't sit well.
Yeah, I remember mentioning to my missus recently an idea that Matt's had for us to take our show on the road.
Blaming me on this one.
Yeah, I blamed.
How did that go down?
Yeah, and she said, "And who's going to look after the children?" I was like, "You?
You're not going anywhere."
Obviously, you. But yeah, it's. I guess if you've got the freedom to be able to do that, then
enjoy it. Definitely.
Why not ever be able to do it again? I mean, we've said about it, but that was a big the whole week off work just to be hungover, really drunk, for a whole week at our age, sort of like we were teenagers.
Spend about 300-400 quid as well.
Yeah, I guess that's it as well, isn't it? The cost of that.
So
was there any point? Sorry,
I was just going to say we had that. We wanted to document everything, but we also then thought it sort of grew legs after we started, didn't it? We were getting more support from pubs, breweries contacting us, and we then started thinking, well, actually, after the last 2 or 3 years for the hospitality industry, just trying to boost. I know we've only got like 300 followers. It's not anything major, but any promotion for new pubs, old pubs, whatever, is great at the minute. So that's the main driver at the moment.
Yeah, and again, I'd say probably similar to me and Matt doing this. You know, as long as you're having fun doing it and you know you enjoy it, why? I mean, who wouldn't enjoy that? That's what I think, Matt. We need a side business. But yeah,
a second channel.
The second show's coming. I love the stuff you guys put out on. Who looks after the social media, or do you both chip in?
It's me.
Definitely him.
Okay.
I can tell if I do
it. I just love the whole kind of your stories with Guess the Pub. I'm always on that thinking, I'm sure I know this one.
Do you know what? We used to do that just on WhatsApp, didn't we? We would just send each other a picture. We'd try. It'd be a lot harder than the ones I put on Instagram now, but we'd send each other a really random photo and go, "What pub am I in?" Yeah, and that's where that idea has come from. And
that's great. But also, even getting your audience involved in choosing what pub you go to on a Friday night or whatever. I think that's great interaction. That's kind of what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, we get loads of interaction on that. The Steam packet the other week, we had 70 votes on that, and that was
one pub.
Yeah, just for the single pub. And like I say, we had about 270 followers at that point. So to have that kind of engagement just for one pub was great.
Amazing,
so
isn't it?
And has it? I mean, I'd say Norwich, and more so the Prince of Wales Road, is known for constantly opening new bars and things like that. Are you going to bars as well, or is it just pubs?
No, we do go to some bars, but we try and stick to actual pubs, don't we?
Yeah. There's a lot of really good bars, isn't there? But generally, anywhere we go where we have a pint, we do put it on there, don't we? If we go to beer festivals or go to like music events, we'll put them on there, won't we?
Yeah.
But I personally prefer the old school pubs with the high ceilings and stuff. But yeah, there's so many new places, like cool places open up all the time. You can't really
anywhere serving alcohol will go. To be fair. So.
And are you more kind of? Have you got a preference towards lager or kind of craft ale and things like that?
You prefer a lager, don't you?
Yeah.
I like a Guinness. To be fair, that's normally when we walk in, we normally say Guinness and either Moretti or Madry to start with.
We always try a second one, don't we? So we always have like, because it's Friday, we've been working week. We always have like first beer kind of thing as our favourite of that pub, and then we'll try something different every week, won't we?
Yeah.
So I generally like most things, but I just don't. I prefer a lager, to be fair. But,
Molten Marder was nice this week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was all obviously craft beer, and you had a lager. But I tend to walk in there and see something really weird and pick it out. And so I've had sort of coffee stouts and chocolate stouts.
Nice.
I look at them, and in your head you're thinking, right, it'll taste like a Galaxy or a Dairy Milk.
It never does. It never
does.
But it's the idea that's implanted in your brain. I had a coffee Guinness recently that was really nice. Again, like I think if something's a little bit weird and the flavors and things like that, we had we've had breweries on the show before. I know I've mentioned it to you. We've got one coming on soon, but where they create, what was the one they done, Matt? The blue craft ale they made.
Oh God, I can't think what that was called. I thought you was going to say they did a breakfast cereal one.
They've done a breakfast cereal one.
I would be all over that. I'd just walk in and see it. Anything sweet, I'm all like, what did I have last week in Molten Marder? I had an upside down pineapple cake or something, beer.
Right.
Wow.
That sounds like a Tiny Rebel sort of one. Like
it was similar. It was like a smaller.
That wasn't too bad. Even I thought that was
actually quite nice.
I always think generally the nicer they sound, the worse they are in my mind. That one proves wrong on that theory.
But I think it stemmed. We've talked about it before, but I think it stemmed from kind of the whole fruit cider phase. Like everyone was, we were all going through. I don't know about you guys. I certainly was, but I could feel there were certain ones where I could like feel my teeth screaming because they were that kind of sweet.
Toffee apple.
Yeah, what?
Toffee apple.
Someone written. Well, I'll go on to that in a second. But again, because of that, I think the craft ale side, that was something you and I got into, Matt, didn't we? With like Brewdog and things like that. And obviously, we've got a Brewdog in Norwich. Again, they're always bringing out new kind of ideas and flavour mixes and things like that. So I just think it's a real kind of booming time for kind of beer and ale and things like that.
Very inventive.
Breweries seem to be, like you say, the craft lagers and the craft beers seem to be taking off and really going out there. Tiny Rebel, Yonder that we saw in Molten Marder, that was something different. The issue at the minute is just pubs are struggling, aren't they? So I think breweries are smashing it, and pubs are like, nobody wants to go in there.
And they've got to be good, haven't they? There is so many good pubs, but they've got to be good because the competition's massive now, isn't it? And they can't afford for it to not be good. No.
I find it quite interesting though, because I ordered some beers. Sort of, where we've, to be honest, in mind, we've got Meanwood coming on later on in the series, so I bought some of theirs so that we had it. But this Daya, for example, costs £6.20 for that can because it's a smaller brewery. So even though these are doing well, it's not as if it's a cheaper option as such. It's still quite a.
You notice the difference, though, don't you, Matt? Because I remember the first time we tried that Daya, I remember drinking it and going, "Oh my god, this is like the best, the nicest beer I've ever had, or
mind blowing
craft ale I've ever had." But I think there's so much variety out there now. But I guess I had a couple of questions actually from you. Would you say there's a beer, and this goes to both of you, or a lager that you never get hungover on?
No. I don't get hangovers,
and I get mega monster hangovers.
Yeah.
You take double the load then, Rich, on the hangovers.
He's got double the load.
I'll have the same hangover on 6 pints as I would on 17, 18 pints. That's weird, isn't it? It's horrendous.
18 pints.
Yeah, I'll wake up in the morning and just be like fine, and
unless I'm doing a second day, and then I'm straight on it.
Hair of the dog. What's the thing?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any. I get hangover on everything, and he gets a hangover on nothing.
I get a hangover on absolutely.
Unfortunately, bottles I tend to be a bit better with, but
I think it's volume with you. You have so much volume. You'll just drink pints till 2 a.m.
Well, this is another thing. I always, a younger me would have tried to keep up with people who can just down pints like they're going out of fashion. And I'd try and keep up, and it'd ruin me. Whereas now I'm more of a kind of take my time. Yeah, I love a pint, but I'm not going to kind of try and keep up with someone who's absolutely necking them.
Savour it, yeah. I don't drink that quickly. Neither of us depends what we're doing. On the Fridays when we go out and we're doing Mr Pints, we just have 2 or 3 pints, don't we? And then that is it.
Yeah.
But we'll select what we want to drink, savour it, take in the environment, take in the pub, feel the vibe, whatever. If we're out on a night out, then
it's a different story.
Different story, yeah.
When you said about being like getting a good reception from the sort of pubs that you're going in, are they more than welcoming in terms of you taking the pictures and sort of getting a feel from the place from the post?
Yeah.
That varies a lot, doesn't it?
Depends what pub we're in, what's going down. You're not keen taking the photos.
Well, the thing is, we get it Friday, so we sit down, lovely pints poured, and then I'm about to take a sip, and he's got his phone. I'm like, whoa, stop! I've got to take a photo or 10. And I'm like,
good for the gram.
Yeah. So the first few posts we've done, you'll notice there's about that much out of every one of them. He's tamed me now, haven't he? So
I've clamped down on that. Yeah, I'm like, do not touch that. But yeah, no, some of the pubs, Steam Packet, we went in there a few weeks back. They've obviously just shut down over COVID. A new couple have taken it on. They've done a really good job, and they've been we were supporting them as such, promoting their stuff. Not that they'd asked us to. We were just doing it off our own backs, really, because we thought that pub should be doing well. So when we went in there, they knew us anyway, and they were,
We don't usually introduce ourselves, do we? We can't just walk in and just, we're not really Mr Pints are here.
Yeah.
But most of the place, they don't know, do they, at all?
Bedford Saturday, we did say we're Mr Pints, but we were well gone at that point. And
Bedford's?
Can you remember being in there? No, we were Saturday, and they had said to us on Instagram, they sort of messaged us and said, when you come in, say you're Mr Pints. So yeah, they were fine. But the pubs are Malton Mardle. You sort of know Elliot.
Randomly had a pint in the pub, and then in the week I went to a meeting. I'm working construction sites, and it was the same chap who owned the pub was like our client. That was good. So we've since
he already back. Did he already follow us? Or yeah.
But, I mean that again. I think that's such a Norfolk and Norwich thing. You know, it's
everyone knows everyone.
It's a small world.
Everyone knows everyone, don't they? I mean, look again through obviously being introduced to you guys through people at work.
Yeah.
But my boss now, not you, Matt. Sorry. He's literally there's not anyone. I don't think Matt. No, I mean even. Like you, Matt, he knows he went to school with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened as far as I'm aware. But it's just like, and we didn't know that before, and I think that's just such a very small thing. And again, we go into pubs now, and he'll go, "Oh, well, I know you, John, and I know you, Dave, and whatever." And is it Pogue Mahone's, like the Irish pub?
Yeah.
He knows everyone in there, and but again, I think with Norwich. A lot of them have kind of crossed over in different areas, haven't they? I think the guy who owned there used to work in another pub and so forth. So they all
Pogue Mahone's was that was Delaney's. Well, Aidan, who had Delaney's. He's something to do with Butcher Boy as well, isn't he?
That's it. Yeah.
He managed it when it opened, didn't he? And then
he's got Pogue Mahone's. But a lot of the pubs we go in.
There's some landlords who've got 3 or 4 pubs as well.
So.
Which is good, isn't it? So when they've got on, it's going to guaranteed to be good, which is reassuring, isn't it?
And then in addition to that, kind of locations, like, am I right in thinking wasn't that long ago? Was you up in Newcastle or something like that, doing a little pub crawl around there?
We had Newcastle last year. We've done Liverpool last year. Coventry was a good one. Beef. We do,
Creamfields was a good one.
Creamfields was good. There weren't any pubs there, but we Mr Pints on tour. We try and get out as much as we can and get out and about. The pub in Coventry was lovely, wasn't it? Like an old church converted into a pub. Dylan's Brewery or something, Dylan's Bar, something like that.
Had a brewery actually in the old church. Now at the front they had like this really old school DJ, didn't they? From like 90s trance. It was like really random thing we put them two together, and it was just
what a combo.
Middle of the street at like 1 a.m. We're like, how is this legal? But
anything goes in Coventry. Obviously.
Anything goes, and a brewery inside as well. I mean, again, like the kind of, I love even in Norwich. I mean, we used to spend a lot of the time on our lunch breaks and things down at what was the pub we used to go to, Matt?
Coach and Horses.
Coach and Horses, yeah. With like they brew their own, didn't they? CHB.
Yeah.
Up near the station.
On Thorpe Road,
Yeah, good times, good times. Well,
Well,
let's
shall we
move
do
on.
a roll call first,
Right,
and then
is there loads of people there?
well, there's a few. Let's say hello to who's here.
Go on then.
So the Quizler is here. Welcome, Shane. Getting my spread and withdrawal. You've got to give me a fixed night. I can't be held responsible for my actions.
Well, there will be an anniversary spread, and unlucky for Matt, Adam and Richie will be able to work together to take him down. Not physically.
Yes. Triple G, Pete's here.
Pete's here.
Good to see you,
Right,
Pete. Connie's here. What's up, nerds? And Martin, Sonic's Comics is here. Welcome, everyone. And if you are listening, or if you are watching, should I say, drop us a line in the comments. Say hello. So I've noticed quite a few people coming and going. So yeah, say hello. But James,
well, let's find out a little bit about you guys in our favourite segment called Guest Who. So this goes to both of you, and be interested to hear your thoughts. We'll kick off with kind of I think we'll go music, seeing as you just mentioned a few gigs and things like that. So who would you say is your favourite artist? It can be currently what you're enjoying at the moment, or over, ever.
You want me to start, don't you? Well, I've toiled on this all week because
the hard-hitting questions. That's what it is.
This was the hardest one. Everything else I sort of had an answer to. This one, my music taste is so eclectic. I'm like,
that's good.
I was in the gym earlier. I don't know if I should say this. Olivia Rodrigo came on, and I was like, yeah, this album is a banger. But I'm going to say The Streets.
Nice.
Number one. The Streets.
That was one of my first ever gigs I went to, was The Streets at oh God, where was that at? God, it was somewhere in London. I can't remember much of it. It was mental, but it was amazing.
The Streets of Brixton was
the best, isn't it?
Yeah, silly. Yeah, that was really good. I just think that with The Street, there's obviously 5-6 albums now. I'm not a massive fan of the last album, but the first 5. It's sort of a little bit of everything. There's drum and bass in there. There's sort of dancey sort of tracks. Dry Your Eyes is obviously the well-known one. That's not the one that I listen to anymore. But there's something to go to for everything. Even on the third album, I think it is, or fourth album, Never Went to Church. It's about his dad dying. So whatever emotion you're feeling, I always think there's a street song that you can go and listen to, and you can relate to it. So
you're a big fan of them, Matt, weren't you?
I loved them. I remember when Original Pirate Material came out and just hearing that song and just thinking, wow, like what's this? Because it was just so different. It had flavors of other things, but it was just so different. And his style, I love the way he keeps his Birmingham accent, isn't it? I think he's from Birmingham, isn't it? Yeah. He keeps true to that, but fantastic. Absolutely love him.
Have you read his book, his autobiography?
No, I didn't realise he did one.
Yeah, very, very good. And not that how you would expect it. I think everybody looks at him and thinks, oh, he's just a chav or whatever. No, it's nothing like that at all. He's such a good read. Yeah.
Interesting. Add that to the read list. Yeah. How about you, Richie?
I'm into dance music mainly and on a day-to-day basis, but if I was to say a band, I'd probably pick Kasabian. I've seen quite a few times.
Yeah,
my favourite as a gig. Favourite song would be Fire, but yeah, Streets we've been there quite a few times. Catfish in a Bottle Men, quite like.
I love Catfish in a Bottle. God, I haven't. I remember seeing them at Big Weekend when that was in Norwich. They were awesome. That's the only time I've seen them, to be fair. But great band.
Brixton,
is that Brixton Academy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what a venue as well. I remember. God, I've been to a couple of gigs there now.
It's closed down now, isn't it?
Has it?
Because of all the trouble they had there.
Because of recently, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think it's closed for 3 months, or if not more, while they sort it out, which is a real shame. I love that venue. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Let's go to your favourite. Well, Adam, you've mentioned that you're a gym goer. Favourite meal?
Favourite meal. See, this is going to blow my little gym
Don't
persona.
say chicken and rice, will you? Because I'm sure that's a proper.
Rice is in there. I have honestly, no. My favourite food, chocolate. So, and I will eat chocolate. Like,
Yeah.
We'll go on a night out, and I'll get home and be like, I need to get some chocolate on the way back.
Maybe that's the cure to your hangover.
Perhaps that's
Yeah,
what it is.
maybe that's the trick. Any particular chocolate? What's your favourite?
I think
Anything.
my go-to is chocolate buttons, which are plain and boring. But yeah, chocolate buttons, whole nut.
Yeah,
Nice.
But my favourite meal, this is weird. It's not even a meal. I like to have sausages, boiled rice, and beans, which makes me sound so plain.
Baked beans.
Baked beans. Yeah, it's not even a meal.
With rice.
Boiled rice, baked beans, sausages, and put some ketchup on the rice.
Wow.
That makes me sound so like not uneducated, but like I am.
Matt, are you writing that down to try it out tomorrow?
I'm writing it down so I get it right.
As long as there ain't no egg in it, he's all right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Richie, I was kind of hoping both of you would say, "Oh, I love a kebab."
I love a burger.
Done straight after your nights out.
Yeah, my favourite place in the city, which is shut down now, was Harry's, the burger place on Chapelfield. I don't know if you ever went there, but that is the best for me burger I've ever had. So that's one of my favourite ever places I've been in locally.
Yeah,
that's gone now. I love a Nando's.
Who doesn't? Love a Nando's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My favourite would probably be a burger. Would be what I pick everywhere.
Yeah. Burgers are such a. It seems anywhere I go, I'm always looking at what the burgers are in there. And now we've in Norwich, I think we're quite blessed. Really, we had the owners of Zach's on in one of our earlier series, which was awesome, wasn't it, Matt? Because it's like a Norfolk
institution, isn't it?
Institution, really is. Amazing, aren't they?
Yeah. And then now I'd say even like Gonzo's and obviously
Gonzo's burgers,
they're incredible, but Fup Burger as well, mate. Like there's just too many options. That's the thing.
There is.
Okay, so we've got a burger fan. Good. Let's move on to favourite films.
Favourite film.
Richie, we'll start with you.
Oh well, so many. I'm picking E.T.
Wow.
What a film.
Nice.
I watched that at Christmas with my kids. They were petrified.
Anything in particular from E.T.?
I watched it like a couple of weeks ago and thought, bloody hell, this is such a good film for its age, isn't it?
I find it rough going though. Like I remember like seeing it as a child, remember it's E.T. and having like a little like toy of it or whatever. Yeah. And I think watching it as an adult, I think, my God, this is harsh. Like the emotions you go through watching it.
Yeah, I was going to pick something else, but probably clash with my TV show. So yeah, I'll stick with E.T. I think.
Nice.
Yes.
I don't think I've watched E.T. all the way through, which is sacrilege. My film, Dallas Buyers Club.
I've never seen that.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one. That's Matthew McConaughey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it? Jared Leto. I saw it at the cinema and I remember sitting there just being like blown. Yeah, cool. When I watched it at the cinema.
Is it? I might be mixing it up with Is it quite long? Is it about nearly 3 hours long, or if I made that?
Yeah, it's quite a long one. It was on Sky the other night. I started watching it and fell asleep. Yeah, it is long.
It's a great film.
It's my favourite though.
My favourite film.
My favourite film of all time.
This is someone who watches Rambo nearly every single week, by the way.
Really?
I can't. Yeah, I do watch Rambo.
What, the original Rambo is this?
All of them.
No, they're on
just all of them every week.
3 times a week, aren't they? So I'll just put Rambo on to fall asleep to.
That's quite.
And that's not your favourite film.
Is
it up there?
You can't have Rambo as your favourite film, can you? It is a good one.
But anything's your favourite film.
I think it's my most watched is
your
Rambo.
Most started film.
Yeah.
Maybe Matt, you used to do it, didn't you? You'd watch kind of half of a film or a third of a film one night and then watch the next bit. So just as long as you play it out right, it's fine.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, so I'm intrigued to know, Richie, what your favourite TV show is. And then I'm intrigued to know what the film was.
Well, Sopranos is my favourite. I only watched it last year for the first time. well late to it. You haven't seen it either.
I haven't
I
seen
couldn't
it,
believe I
no.
hadn't watched it, and it was absolutely brilliant. Me and my partner both watched it all like
From start to
religiously.
finish. Well,
And,
Matt was the same, weren't you, Matt?
I watched over lockdown, and
Yeah.
I'd never seen it before. And as soon as I started, that was it. I just had to go through the whole thing.
Brilliant, yeah.
Last couple of seasons were a bit in places, I thought, but yeah, incredible show.
Brilliant, Godfather would have been the film I was going to pick. Before, so yeah,
Nice.
Brilliant film.
Godfather's on my list of a film. I've never watched Godfather. I need to watch it.
Oh, really?
No, well, it's just one of them ones that it's just always kind of been there, and I could watch it, and there's something else, or I'll play FIFA. So it's one of them things. Yeah. How about you, Adam?
My TV show. I loved Breaking Bad when I watched that. I thought that was phenomenal. I've started watching The Last of Us though, and I'm hooked on that at the minute.
It's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you up to date?
Yeah, I watched last night. Yeah, but last week.
Oh, it's not all available.
No, you
I've
can
not
watch.
started it yet. Is it? Would I like it? No.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I thought last week's episode was.
Yeah.
To start with, I was like, "Where's this going?" And then because I had played the game, but I couldn't remember. So it started taking a bit of a turn. I was thinking, I don't really know where this is going or what's happening. And then, yeah, it was one of the best episodes I've ever watched on TV.
And that's what everyone's been saying. Matt, have you managed to watch any of it yet?
No, I've not had a chance to watch it yet. It's on the list. I will. At some point, I know what I was thinking about today is the more episodes that stack up, I'm then thinking, oh, God.
But it's not a slog. That's the thing.
Up with it.
No, it's not.
I did have a friend say to me after the other night's one that was probably the closest to a filler episode that we've had. I'd say the full episode
last night.
Yeah.
I last night was after last week because last week was absolutely phenomenal. So
exactly. Yeah, and some people were saying that might be like episode 3 might be one of the best TV episodes ever. That's how good that episode was. I mean, for different reasons, I'd say, but it was just so well done.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
And it was. I don't know. It was. You just got a bit lost in it. I think I didn't even, realize how long it had been going or whatever. It was just like it felt like it could go on for ages. And there's even talk about doing some sort of spin-off just based on Bill and Frank.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, good shouts. And what have we got left, Matt? Gadget?
Yeah.
Mine was my phone. I remember saying that.
Mine is my phone. I'm just glued to my phone. It's sitting there now going off, and I'm like,
who is it?
I do want to check and go, who's that? Nah, yeah, I'm on my phone 24/7. And obviously, I'm always doing bloody Instagram for Mr Pints as well. So,
yeah. How about you?
One, you picked mine, which is mine, isn't it? Which is my air fryer.
Air fryer, that's a nice gadget to throw in the mix.
Yeah.
Are you being creative with it, Richie? Like I got an air fryer not that long ago, and I see loads of Instagram's great because I see all these different things pop up, and it's like it's so easy to use an air fryer to make this, and I go, okay, and then I don't bother.
You do boiled eggs in yours, don't you?
I did. At the start, I was going mental on the first one. I put a whole chicken in it. I put a load of actual eggs in there to cook hard-boiled eggs for work. It did all work, to be fair. I mean,
we done dippy eggs for the kids at the weekend in it.
Yeah.
Easy.
What's the worst that can happen?
Explode. But I think they're amazing. I think they're so clever.
Just speed it up and everything. I love it. We use it every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you can just go on a minute as well.
But yeah. I don't put boiled eggs in it though, or chickens.
Are you just putting your rice, beans, and
sausages all together? Just chuck it all in there, like you said.
I'm going to get rinsed that after this.
Okay, so that is Guess Who. So we've just covered all them things. I've just got a list of. So on that post, what is your go-to beer or lager, aka lager? We had a few people comment on there with a few of their favourites, and there's a few people in the chat who I know contributed to them. So I've got a few different beers that I'd like to throw at you and your thoughts on them, whether you think they're any good or not. I can't imagine. It's probably easier to ask a few that you wouldn't like, I guess. But so one was Elvis juice, which is a BrewDog special. Have you tried that one?
I have tried that.
We've tried it. Do you like it?
Is that quite strong?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the really strong ones.
It's one of them
isn't
really
it?
strong grapefruity ones, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're neither's a big fan of BrewDog, but I really like that Lost Lager. Just as an
That's
alternative.
nice drink. Yeah.
That's something that's quite mild, I guess. And I used to like the is it the punk?
Punk IPA, yeah.
I've not really gone in there, and that's probably something we should do, is go in there and go through the menu a bit. But
we should go in there.
I have tried that though, yeah. I'd have one of them if I had to, but
Elvis juice for me is I'm not a fan.
No go.
Sorry.
Have you tried Jubel?
Yes. The peach one.
They do a peach one and an elderflower one, I think.
Yeah.
I've not tried the elderflower one, but the peach one is like.
Each one is
very nice. They sell it. We first had it at
Junkyard sell it, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had that one, Matt?
I think so. I recognise the name, but
it's good. You need to get on that
yeah.
one. We touched on them earlier, but Tiny Rebel, fan of them?
Yeah. I like that.
They've got some bonkers flavours, haven't they?
Oh yeah, but every single one I have, I'm like,
they're really nice.
Love it. Yeah.
Good glassware as well.
Yeah.
Glasses. We are pint glass connoisseurs a little bit, aren't we?
God, honestly, my pet hate is when you had the can earlier and said £6, I thought, well, at least it probably tastes good and it's in its right can. I cannot stand getting a £6 pint in a bloody classic pint glass.
Normal one, yeah.
It's got to be the right brand for the right pint, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a friend called Robin. Shout out to Robin, who I know he will only drink. So if he had this, he would want to drink that out of an Estrella glass, and he's really particular. It's a bit mad, really. But some people, that's kind of the go-to. We've got some fancy glasses, haven't we, Matt?
Yeah, and then
the pint glass thief.
Pint glass thief. Yeah.
If there's any police watching tonight,
you had a call that Guinness you had on Saturday. We won't name the pub, but I was absolutely disgraceful, and I nearly had a word about it. It was in one of a handle, a Guinness, wasn't it?
Came in like an old school
tankard.
Yeah. It's not even close, is it? It tasted nicer, didn't it? To be fair,
I was just shocked by it. It just shouldn't. A Guinness shouldn't come in that. And also, if you want to do the Guinness challenge, like split the heart thing, you can't do it. So,
what is the Guinness challenge? Tell me this.
I thought you looked a bit shocked then.
Yeah.
You know where the harp is on a Guinness glass?
Yeah.
And the actual word Guinness. Well, you can play it in a few places. You can split the harp. So, is it split the harp or split the G? Sorry, but in between the harp and the Guinness word, you basically have to take your first gulp, 2 gulps, 3 gulps, whatever. But you're not allowed to put the glass down and then put it down. It's got to come in the middle of the harp and the G word. So,
and if you don't.
Down it, I don't
know. Death, instant death. So you're very good at that game. Okay, we've got Doom Bar. I remember that was one of the first drinks when I came up to Norfolk. One of my mates used to love a Doom Bar, and he always go, "I'll have a Doom Bar."
That's a bit of an old man one, isn't it? Doom Bar.
I used to drink Newcastle Brown Ale when I was younger, didn't I? So when I was about 19, 20, I used to drink it.
That's all right though. It's not one I'd have very often, but yeah, it's quite nice to drink, isn't it? Yeah.
Might have been for some reason because I used to drink the odd Doom, but it's quite an easy drink, isn't
it? Someone put in Aldi's Toffee Owl. You tried that, and you mentioned I remember the cider that used to. I think that was
Brothers cider.
Brothers Toffee cider. That's right.
The apple. I've not had the Aldi one.
I've had a few of like the Mimic Stellas, and so they're pretty good, aren't they? To be fair.
Yeah, Aldi and Lidl, I think, are both pretty good at doing their own kind of takes on things, aren't they? So.
The worst one I picked up in Lidl, which I don't think was one of their own brands, but it was bubblegum flavour.
Oh,
and you imagine, when you sometimes buy one of those little plastic cup drinks that's like a bubblegum flavour and that really harsh sweetness. Yeah. And it was pink, I think, as well, this thing. Rough. You don't want that in a beer.
It's slowly, that just made me think of like when people vape. You know, you can get all the different flavors of people. Like, again, friends of mine who are like, going, "Oh, try some of that. It's candy floss." I thought that's not. I mean, I used to smoke when I was younger, and I'm thinking, well, what are you getting out of this? It's like a kids thing. Well, I mean, a lot of kids do it, but anyway.
Yeah, that's why kids do it.
We've mentioned Moretti. Obviously, that's a winner. Old-fashioned one, Heineken's.
Yeah, I like
You
Heineken.
love a Heineken, don't you?
Yeah.
So no, that's just for Connie because of a comment that she's just made.
About neck oil, yeah. And the last one, Matt, was your one, which we've touched upon, which was Daya, Steady Rolling Man.
Steady Rolling Man by Daya is just a whole otherworldly experience. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That was top level.
Yeah.
Absolutely
like that.
incredible.
We'll give it a go.
Yeah. Just some. It's not breaking news, but I should share it because some friends of the show, they're celebrating their birthdays today. So wanted to give some shout outs because, you know, that's what we do. We like to give a shout out to some friends. So first up, celebrating his 44th birthday today, is our good friend Ashton Kutcher. 44 today. God, I remember watching. What is your favourite? I'll just take him off for a second. Have you got a favourite show or movie with Ashton Kutcher in?
Dude, where's my car?
Great shout.
It's got to be
Great
that, hasn't
shout.
it?
That was. I mean, I was instantly thinking that 70s show only because that 90s one is on at the moment. That's the first time I ever saw him. But one of mine was quite a dark film. What was that one that he done where he kept dying?
Oh, the Butterfly Effect.
Butterfly Effect. What a film that
was a rough ride, wasn't it? That film?
Yep, rough
God.
film. Speaking of rough rides, though, this guy had one not that long ago, celebrating his birthday today, 57, Chris Rock.
57.
Yeah. And that was a similar face to the one that he pulled after he got a slap. So happy birthday, Chris. But an actual good friend of ours, and I make a little guest appearance in this one, is unfortunately not with us today because it is his birthday, is our good friend Question Mark. Here he is. In fact, that picture there.
My God.
That picture there, I believe, was from Prague, which I mentioned earlier.
He's not having a good time there, is he?
Completely
Neither are
sober.
you, James.
Completely sober. Hey, we were young. Matt, what stories have caught your eye in the past week?
The one that caught my eye, which I read about today, was following the success of the reboot of Scream. That happened, I think it's late last year, wasn't it? They are doing a reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they're yeah, exactly, and they're doing it in the same way as they did Scream. Is that they're bringing back two of the characters from it that are older to then sort of cross over as such. So Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. Are making a comeback.
The funny thing is, like, they must have been in their kind of mid-20s when they done that film. I just imagine these like two older people now, like in the movie. Like, oh God, do you guys remember them films? Were you fans?
Did you watch it? I remember them, but Jennifer Love Hewitt must be like in her 50s now.
She probably still looks great, though. Personally, I was a big fan of Jennifer Love Hewitt at the time. I just think it's weird because they weren't particularly like they were average films at the time. Like,
yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong. They were just sort of throwaway horror films, whereas Scream was a bit more iconic with like the Ghostface sort of character and things like that. But I Know What You Did Last Summer was a bit. I think they made quite a few of them. But
I was going to say, was there a sequel to it?
I think so.
Yeah, wasn't there? I still Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm sure it was called that. Or was that? Well, I just literally made that up. I think
that was it. I think that was it.
I think there was two. Yeah, it says in this article those characters survived the original two films. Right. Oh, it was followed by a third film and an Amazon streaming show, apparently.
Oh my God. What was the third one? I definitely Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah. I haven't forgotten what you done last summer. I mean, come on. This is a bit like I shared some news that I saw earlier today as well about the next Planet of the Apes movie, and I absolutely love them. The recent ones. I don't think I've ever seen any of the original Planet of the Apes movies, but the kind of trilogy that was out kind of a few years back. The next one is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's just continuing with the whole thing. What more can we call it? But anyway, interesting about the. I know what you did last summer. There's actually been loads of news this week about films having sequels made a lot later, and we mentioned White Men Can't Jump. They're doing a remake of that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even seen the original of that. I think that might have been
that one passed me by as well. I've obviously heard of it, but not. I don't know if I have watched that.
I'm just thinking there's going to be an ET remake.
Probably.
There needs to be an ET remake.
But the one we need to talk about, which you posted about and said no. Well, I said I was going to rant about it. Was The Exorcist, and I just don't. Have you both seen The Exorcist? Yeah. I don't understand how they're gonna. Well, I do understand they're gonna remake it, and it's not really going to be in the same film, because I don't know how they would make a film like that now with the things that are in that film. As such, the fact it is a very young girl who's going through this thing, and the things that very young girl does and says in that film, I just don't think they would even entertain it. So it's just going to be a really shallow film called The Exorcist. That's probably a completely different story, I would have thought. And we'll have Dwayne Johnson in it or something like that.
He is in most films now, to be fair.
He punches the demon out of the person.
Right, it is that time before we wrap up the show. It's the time that all the people that are here, I mean, there's still quite a few people watching, thankfully. It's the moment that everyone's waiting for. It's time for, wait for it, I'm getting there.
Anniversary spread.
Yeah, that's the time. It's the jingle for Anniversary Spread. So, Adam and Richie, you'll be playing together against Matt. I'll be listing 5 different things. Could be a film, could be a song, could be a game. Who knows? That is celebrating its anniversary today on the 7th of February. And all you guys have to do is guess what year you think it came out on. The winner will be the person at the end closest to 0. So the one with the lowest number, or the one closest to 0, as I just said. The first one for this week's anniversary spread is a movie, and Mr Pints will be going first on this. Matt, you'll be coming in with your option second, and do keep an eye on the chat as well, because people will be showing up. They'll get involved as well, so that might give you a hint if you're a bit stuck on when it came out. But the first one, guys, is the Lego Movie. You can confer with each other if you wish.
I think it's.
I'll keep you posted on what's coming through on the chat.
Is it after 2010?
I think it's just after 2010.
I was going to say before, but go 2012 then. No, it's probably later than that. We'll go 2015. 2015.
Okay, 2015. Matt, I'm just looking in the chat.
I was going on to the chat.
Yeah. So Shane, the Quizler, has said 2017. We've also got Riccardo Nuzzo.
2017,
2017 or 18.
I'm going to say 2013 is my guess.
Okay. I can reveal that the Lego Movie, great film, by the way, my kids absolutely love that, came out in 2014. So you were both 1 out on that. So it's level pegging still at the moment. Yeah. Okay, Matt, moving over to you. You'll be kicking off this one for a single that was released on this date by Elton John. The song Tiny Dancer. What was the year?
I think I've got a good idea.
I'm going to say 1976.
Okay. Guys, have a look in the chat. Matt, can you see what anyone's saying in the chat? Oh, no one's saying anything.
No one said 1977.
They're all too young.
Guess. Can I just clarify? I wasn't alive when my guess.
I think we go earlier. 74.
Tactical.
Yeah, 74.
74. Okay.
I was actually torn between 74 and 76.
Well, you
so hopefully I don't regret.
There's no regret.
75.
Okay, I can reveal. The Quizler has said 1977, and I can reveal that it came out in 1970. You both had a good start here. 2.
Oh.
So you guys were only 2 out, which pushes you up to 3. Matt, you were 4 out, which pushes you up to 5. So currently, Mr. Pints is in the lead. Back to a movie that was released. And by the way, this date, there was shitloads of things that was released on this date. Music, movies, games. I had the pick of the bunch on this, and I didn't go too difficult, but this one might sway it. It's another film, Dante's Peak. Dante's Peak.
We heard it.
Yeah. Are we going first?
Yeah, you'll be going first on this one. What are you thinking?
1990.
So we're thinking the 90s. Matt, are you familiar with this film?
I know the name, but I've never seen it. I can guess what decade it came out in.
Really good film starring.
No, don't say. Don't say.
I remembered the name. Couldn't think. There's loads of guesses coming in. So we've got
all from the same person.
All from Shane.
Really
65, 87.
Something, but I was going to say 95. So I'll stick with 95.
Are you happy with that, Richie? You can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Overall. 95. Okay. Where was your head at with this one, Matt?
97. I think it's definitely a 90s film, as far as I remember.
Okay. I can reveal that this film came out in 1997. Direct hit from Matt. And just to clarify, guys, Matt obviously has no idea. He's got the last 2 wrong, but there's no comparison. There's no surprise to Matt, unless he's been doing some sort of secret background work. So that ties it back again. We're now on +5 each. So 2 to go. Matt, you're up next. Classic film, this one. Blazing Saddles.
Mm.
I say classic film. I've never seen it.
I'm gonna say 1976 on that one.
Straight in there.
It's quite an old one.
Oh, we can't be. I was gonna say just go 1977, but we can't do that.
Of course, you can. You can say the same.
We'll be like not cheaters, but
if you want to say 76, you can as well. There's no rules against that.
It's against the spirit of the game. We'll go.
Well, Shane has said 1991.
Shane, you're not doing well tonight, mate.
No, we'll go.
What were you guys going for?
77.
Okay.
I'm trying to get home now.
So, Blazing Saddles came out in 1974. So +2 to Matt, +3 to Mr. Pint. So there's 1 in it. And if anything, that might actually go in your favour, Adam and Richie, because with that, Matt is now in the lead. So he will go first on the next one.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which will give, because then you'll know what the swing is to potentially win it for you. So the last one is music related, and it's something that I didn't even know existed. It's the self-titled album was released on this day by Carmen Electra. Did you know she brought out music, Matt?
No.
So the last
Someone
one
told me
is
recently,
a bit rogue.
Someone told me recently Naomi Campbell has an album that she released as well. Never knew that. That's on Spotify.
Okay.
Carmen Electra. When was Carmen Electra relevant? Is the question, isn't it?
In my dreams. There is a guess. Shane said 96.
I'm gonna say 99.
Okay.
I think that's wrong.
We need to go 3 after
We were going to say 99 as well, but there's no point because.
Well, no, because what? So now, let me just do some quick maths. So, there was 1 in it between you, so you need to go 2 either side of that. So it'd either be,
What happens if it's a draw?
I haven't got a tiebreaker, so go 2 either side of that.
So, what you want to go earlier? 97.
It could be any time, really.
We'll go 97.
Career.
Okay.
I would have thought it was later.
Was she in films? Like, I can't think. That my only. I remember watching The Last Dance with about Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan, and she dated Dennis Rodman.
She did, didn't she? Yeah. What
Didn't
a great
she?
series as well. By
So
the way.
that was the 90s, which is how I based my guess. But I can't. Was she
I
in
thought it was late
films?
90s. So
Okay. Well, I can scary movie she was in as well. Yeah.
Was she?
I can reveal that hit album came out in 1993, which means
Really?
Mr Pints is the winner by 1. Amazing. Amazing. So, Matt, your streak is continuing. This series has not been good to you.
Yeah, my streak of piss is what this is.
We're going to have to start getting some sort of little awards sent out to people like Shane does on his quiz. But yeah, well done, guys. Good guessing. And I know you're both football fans. So do you listen to Talk Sport?
Yeah, not every single day, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll listen
So have you ever heard the game that they do, which they copied from us, called the birthday spread on a Thursday?
I haven't heard it.
Oh, good.
That's good. That means our anniversary spread is completely original.
Yeah, completely original.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Right. Well, before we wrap up, first of all, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys on. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Don't look at Matt's stuff in the info so far, but
until I change it.
Until he changes it. Where can our viewers and listeners find you? And
on Instagram.
Not literally. I don't want you to know which pubs you're in this. What pub are you in this Friday? Out of interest?
To be fair, if anyone wants to come down and have a pint, follow us on Instagram. You'll see us down there on a Friday. So yeah, we are at Mr Pints _, not a dash.
Oh, you put a dash, Matt. That's God.
I usually just copy them.
But literally, with the power of editing, we can make this all disappear, and it'll be like it was right from the off. Well, listen, go over, check out their page on Instagram. Is it just Instagram you guys are on?
Just on Instagram at the moment, yeah. But give us a follow, get involved in everything we do, the vote, the quizzes, everything. And like I say, if you want to come down and find us on a Friday, come and find us.
I think me and Matt might be, so we'll have to let you know when we're about. When our partners let us out.
Yeah. We were going to ask you if you wanted to pick a pub to go into our vote this week, our weekly vote.
What pubs? So what pubs?
Anywhere in Norwich, pick a pub.
Oh, so we can pick a pub to go in your vote. Well,
one each.
One each. Oh God, now you're putting pressure on. I will say.
I'm going to say the 10 Bells because I remember going in there before and I liked it in there.
Yeah, and I'll say Pogues probably. Pogue Mahones, I quite like it in there. Yeah, good vibe.
We'll put them in.
Nice, wicked. Well, thank you guys. We'll stay there and we'll say goodbye to you once the video is gone. Matt, have you got anything to finish on this week?
Nope.
Okay. We will be back next week. Thanks to everyone who's joined us. Thanks for getting involved in the chat, and we will see you soon. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe on your favorite service. Past and future episodes can be found on all major streaming platforms, including Amazon, Apple, Google, Spotify, and YouTube. You can also contact James and Matt via Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. They will return in the next This Week in Metropolis.